If you're unable to access your Social Security today, you are not alone. As we're hearing, this is nationwide, a Social Security outage. Take a look. Social Security offices temporarily closed due to a nationwide outage. All Social Security Administration offices are now closed to the public due to a nationwide system outage. I'm going to share with you what they're saying, as there currently is no time for it to get back online that has been estimated. And here's the official website from the Social Security Administration that says offices closing and emergencies. It says closures or delays affecting in-person services. Social Security's personalized service, online and in-person, are unavailable today while we address an IT hardware issue. We continue to answer general questions by telephone on our 800 number and in our local offices, while offices are closed today to in-person service. We are working to quickly resolve the issue and apologize for the inconvenience. And again, this is today, September the 6th, 2024. So if you are unable to access it, hopefully it'll be up soon, but wanted to let you know that this is unfolding. Now, in the meantime, a lot of people are wondering what is going to be happening with Social Security. Maybe you collect retirement, SSI, SSDI. Where are we going to be going from here with the potential candidates and as we enter into 2025? Well, I want to share with you some of the details that are starting to come out with Trump and Harris and where they stand. And this article is going to be discussing $200 per month increases, solvency issues, cost of living adjustments, taxation, and assortment of different things on Social Security. So while we wait for the Social Security Administration offices to get back online, let's go ahead and take a look at what the current candidates are proposing. Now, before we dive in, though, do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything, take a quick second, hit that like button for me, hit subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. And all of these articles and these links are going to be referenced down in the description below. I cite all the sources so you can see it for yourself. But let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up as to what is going on. And don't worry, if you can't access Social Security right now, you are not alone. I'll keep you up to speed on everything. Let's dive right in. All right, so link in the description below to this article that came out from News Nation that says where Trump and Harris stand on Social Security. Both candidates have been short on details when it comes to Social Security. Trump wants to cut taxes on Social Security. Harris has vowed to protect and strengthen the program. We have heard a little bit of details, and they're going to be getting into it in this article regarding where they stand on Social Security. Let's take a look. Now, this article says that millions of Americans could see their Social Security benefits slashed in roughly a decade if Congress doesn't act, and the next president could play an important role in shaping that agenda. As you guys know, the solvency is about to end in roughly about a decade, maybe 8 to 12 years, depends on how quickly we see those COLA increases go out. But they're saying that if they do not do something to the program soon, there will be cuts across the board of roughly 20 to 25% for everybody collecting Social Security, regardless of if it's retirement, SSI, SSDI. So there needs to be some type of reform, and soon. Polling shows that voters are overwhelmingly against cutting benefits to fix the program. Nearly 80% of Americans, including 70% of Republicans and 83% of Democrats, say that Social Security benefits should not be reduced in any way, according to Pew Research. Despite the bipartisan consensus, both former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris have avoided specifics on the campaign trail, each vowing to protect Social Security but offering few details on how they plan to fix the program. The last major Social Security overhaul came back in 1983, when the program was just months away from being unable to pay the full benefits like we're seeing right now. Any significant reforms would need to go through Congress, but a Harris or Trump presidency could set the tone for the future of Social Security. The president cannot do anything on his or her own, but the president has a powerful bully pulpit that can prompt Congress to take action, said Rich Johnson, a senior fellow at the Urban Institute. Now, a decade may feel like a long time to find a solution, but Johnson has said that the problem becomes more complicated the longer lawmakers wait, which is why they're saying they need to address it now. Now, what has Donald Trump said about Social Security? Trump has promised to protect and to save Social Security, saying that he won't cut benefits or raise the retirement age. However, he hasn't offered specifics on how he intends to shore up the program's long-term issue. Trump has repeatedly said that he will not cut 1 cent of Social Security, and his campaign website says that there will be no changes to the retirement age. It's less clear how he plans to fix the program, which likely requires raising taxes, slashing benefits, or some combination of the two. Now, in a December town hall, Trump suggested bolstering Social Security by tapping into the incredible wealth under our feet in the form of oil and gas. An analysis by the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget found that allocating all oil and gas teasing revenues to Social Security would cover just 4% of the projected shortfall. In 2023, a video addressing Social Security, Trump said that he intended to cut waste, fraud, and abuse everywhere that we can find it, but won't slash retirees' benefits. Instead, he said that he would cut the mass releases of illegal aliens that are depleting our Social Security safety net and axe the billions being spent on climate extremism. Now, Trump's promises to hold the retirement age steady is at odds with the Republican Study Committee's recent budget proposal, which suggested raising the age for those who are not near retirement to account for increases in life expectancy. The official Republican Party platform adopted the Republican National Convention echoed Trump's call for no cuts and no changes to the retirement age. The GOP platform said that Republicans will ensure Social Security remains solvent by reversing harmful Democratic policies and unleashing a new economic boom. Now, Trump has said that he wants to end the federal income tax on Social Security. Trump has called for an end to taxing Social Security benefits. Seniors should not pay taxes on Social Security, and they won't, Trump said in a recent rally in Pennsylvania, an idea he's also floated on Truth Social. Under the current law, individuals who earn above $25,000 pay income tax on up to 50% of their Social Security retirement benefits. For seniors who earn over $34,000, an additional 35% of benefits are taxable. 9 states also collect taxes on Social Security as well, so that's a combined 85% for that 50 and 35, plus 9 states also collect benefits for state taxes on Social Security as well. Today, about 40% of Social Security recipients pay federal income taxes on their benefits, according to the Social Security Administration. That share has risen from 26% in 1998 because the exemption thresholds have not gone up with inflation, an example of so-called bracket creep. Now, if passed, Trump's Social Security tax exemption could be a boon for retirees, but policy experts warn that it could hurt the program in the long run. If you were to eliminate those sources of funding, it would decrease the time in which Social Security's trust fund would run out. So in other words, that decade we have or so before we see the solvency expire, it would expedite that process because that would be less taxation that would go into funding the program. Garrett Watson, a senior policy analyst at the Tax Foundation, called the idea unsound and fiscally irresponsible in a blog post. He estimated that the proposal would reduce the tax revenue by about $1.4 trillion from 2025 to 2034, burning through Social Security reserves even faster and moving up the insolvency date by as much as 2 years. So instead of having 10 years, they're saying maybe we'll have roughly 8 years. Now, what has Kamala Harris said about Social Security? Harris has vowed to protect and strengthen Social Security, but hasn't provided details about her position. Now, Senator Kamala Harris was a sponsor for the Social Security Expansion Act. That one was released by Bernie Sanders that would increase the benefits by $200 per month. This would also have increased benefits and changed how annual cost of living adjustments are calculated. It also would have extended the Social Security payroll tax to incomes over $250,000 a year. But as you recall, even though it was presented, that bill did not get traction. We have not seen anything happen with that bill, even after Biden had said that he wanted to see this get pushed through. Now, the Biden-Harris administration has said it opposes any proposal to cut benefits or privatize Social Security. Instead, the White House wants to address the solvency issue by asking the highest income Americans to pay their fair share. If Harris continues that approach as president, she'll likely push to expand the payroll tax to include higher incomes. Currently, the primary source of the income for Social Security is a payroll tax, which is capped at $168,600 for 2024. Any income above that is not subject to the tax. The legislation Harris co-sponsored in 2019 would have applied the tax to income above $250,000 as well. Biden's plan called for the tax to be applied on income above $400,000, and they could not reach an agreement. And the one they said that most aligned with his ideals was the Social Security 2100 Act by John Larson. Now, polling suggests eliminating the tax cap is broadly popular, with 79% of Republicans and 88% of Democrats in favor of the $400,000 proposal. Now, I do think Social Security is a winning issue for Democrats. It has been historically, said Nancy Altman, president of the Social Security Works, a progressive advocacy group in favor of expanding the system. Critics of the plan, like Brian Riedel at the Conservative Manhattan Institute, argue that uncapping the payroll tax would only close half of the long-term shortfall while dramatically raising taxes on the upper middle class. Another concern is that tweaking the payroll tax would uncap the benefits that high earners could earn. To solve that, policymakers could delink the two, canceling the corresponding benefit increase, but then some people would be paying more into the system and receiving less. And the cost of living adjustment formula, and this is going to be coming up here very soon, the cost of living adjustment. The legislation Harris supported as a senator would have changed the way that the annual cost of living adjustment is calculated. Today, seniors receive an annual adjustment to their benefits based on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. That index reflects the spending patterns of everyday Americans, but some argue that a different measure would be more accurate for older adults, and they're saying instead of the CPIW, let's use the CPIE. Now, if that switch were to happen, as some recent legislation has called for, there are limitations. For one, the CPIE is based on a much smaller sample. It also may not accurately reflect the spending habits of millions of Social Security beneficiaries under the age of 62. A recent report from the Congressional Research Service found that switching to the CPIE is generally expected to result in a higher cost of living adjustment and a higher Social Security benefit for recipients. If that's the case, Congress would still have to find a way to fix the looming insolvency issue. So come November, we will see who wins the presidency and what policies are put in place to help Social Security. Now, if you want to see some changes that are coming in 2025, regardless of who the president is, check out this video right here next as I cover it in detail for you. Some things that you need to know are coming regarding Social Security, cost of living adjustments, taxation, all right here. Check it out next. But that is the latest, you guys. Don't worry if you can't access Social Security today. You are not alone, and I'll let you know when things are back up and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.